Hey guys, what's going on? So we're gonna watch this clip of Rachel Wilson completely destroying a feminist about divorce. Now, interesting about this clip is both these women are supposedly conservative. Rachel Wilson is actually conservative. The other woman, the covert feminist, says she's conservative, but really she's just a flat-out feminist. And we're going to watch this clip and dissect it. So if you like this kind of content, like, share, and subscribe if you haven't already. And let's just jump right into the clip, and we'll discuss.
I believe in people being able to get out of bad marriages, absolutely.
Do you think they couldn't before?
Okay. Without.
Define a bad marriage. Is it when you're bored of the person you're with? So just a regular relationship. So a guy is supposed to sit there and put half his assets on the line and then get divorced and lose half his shit because you get bored. Okay.
Previous, without certain legal protections. Let's say that you are...
Where's the legal protection for men?
In a marriage where you have domestic violence, domestic abuse, but you don't have the money to get a lawyer because there's usually financial abuse involved as well. So there's no way for you to...
It's not financial abuse. If a man is working and the woman's at home, that's his money. He made it. That's not financial abuse, dumbass.
So there's usually no way...
Is there emotional abuse too?
So there's no way... No, I actually have the data on that too. So there's no way for you to prove that you're being abused, and so that goes against their rights, and I don't want women to be stuck in bad marriages. So
do you know how many marriages...
I agree.
Do you know how many women were granted divorce in the year 1900? So this is before the 19th, before no fault.
And I don't care because
I'm going to tell you...
It's very relevant
to the point that I'm making.
No, it's very relevant.
55,700 divorces in the year 1900. You can't tell me that women couldn't get divorces. Yes, they could.
Good. I'm not saying...
They just didn't because it was highly stigmatized, it wasn't practical, and the incentives were not there. And what we've built now is a system that incentivizes divorce. It incentivizes waiting till your 30s to even start a family, and that's what needs to change.
Yes, it is obvious and clear, the incentives here. You know what I mean? Like, people will do what is best for them. And we have shaped society where women can wait to get married, where women can no-fault divorce, get the hell out of a marriage whenever the fuck they feel like it. And guys are just on the hook. Even you single guys who think you're not on the hook, you pay fucking taxes, don't you? You pay fucking taxes, so the welfare queen with 3 kids, with 3 different baby daddies, gets those fucking food stamps. You do. You pay those fucking taxes.
So we need to shift it and make it cool again.
You pay those fucking taxes and you don't even get the pussy for it.
To get married.
We need to make it cool to get married young, to stay together. We should not be allowing or glorifying OnlyFans chicks, Instagram bikini babes, all that shit needs to go.
I absolutely agree with all of that. It's something that I practice in my personal life, obviously. But, again, the answer, the solution to things is never to do anything by force or by taking away options, right? Do we want strong marriages? Yes. Do we want divorces? No.
You can't have strong marriages unless you're willing to stick it out. Stick it out. This chick is advocating like crazy for no-fault divorce. And no-fault divorce is not sticking it out. Working through problems, not avoiding problems.
That it's a good idea to ban divorces so that people are stuck in abusive relationships.
Do you think I want a divorce ban? Or do you think because that's not what I want. What I want is where you have, like we always had for all of human history until 50 years ago, if you want a divorce, ideally it should be through your church. You should have to go to your ecclesiastical authority. So I'm an Orthodox Christian. If Andrew and
First of all, let me bring this up too. Marriage should have never, ever been taken over by the state. Marriage should have always been a religious ceremony only. Always should have been. I believe there's no spiritual, secular reason to be married other than the practicality of the state. You understand what I'm saying? Marriage, by definition, really, is between you, your spouse, and God. Okay? Anything outside of that doesn't make logical sense. Because first of all, our government is corrupt. We don't need our piece of paper from the government, and then our government handle our divorces wrong. We don't need to obey with this paper the government saying you're married. Fuck that. Marriage authority should come from a higher power. It should come from your church. It should be spiritual. It shouldn't be... All church marriages should just be automatically legally binding. As far as recognized. Recognized by the state. Without the state having to decide that this is a marriage. That is or is not worth having.
A woman that this happened to, that there was actually legitimate horrific abuse. She went to her priest and to her bishop, and she said, this is what's going on. She had other people who were willing to say, yes, we think this is going on. She was granted a divorce because of the extremeness of the situation. What we have now...
What does that have to do with the kids? What happens with the kids? What happens with dividing assets that they both had? Is the church...
Well, currently what happens is no matter how much the man worked and the woman didn't, and they divide the assets, the woman gets half. Currently how it works is the women get the children. That's how it works. And the man's stuck paying child support or even alimony. That's the current fucked up bullshit system that should have never been put in place.
Does it have any kind of dominion over those kinds of decisions?
Yes, so
it does not.
No, historically, this is how
not now.
But what we're talking about is prescriptions, and I'm telling you the way we fix this is, if my church governed my marriage, the church would say, okay, we're going to help take care of you financially. This is what used to happen under most churches. If there was a situation where the woman was abandoned, abused, say the husband was crazy, violent, any of these things that's like...
Cheats?
It depends. That depends.
Would you be okay
from a religious perspective?
Do you believe it's okay, or do you believe that people should stay in marriages when the other person is cheats on them or commits adultery?
Well, so adultery can be a reason for divorce. It depends, and that's a personal thing that you have to go through with your spiritual father, because
that's the number one cause of divorce, by the way, in this country. Yes, it is.
No, the number one reason that women give for why they leave is growing apart, irreconcilable differences. We just don't get along.
Yeah.
Infidelity is more like number 3 or number 4. I've researched this quite a lot as well, and I've had this debate multiple times. It's usually like 3rd, 4th, or 5th on the list, depending on
the number one reason divorce happens is irreconcilable differences. It is such a plain Jane bullshit reason that should never be granted.
Survey you look at.
Number 1 on the list.
No, it's not.
Government.
Infidelity is not number 1. Absolutely not. It's like 3rd or 4th on the list. But from a religious perspective, of course it's immoral. We don't say cheating is okay. We don't say cheating is good. But it doesn't automatically mean that in every case of infidelity you must divorce. I know couples, and everybody knows couples, where they've worked past that. Now, if it's a serial, problem, or if there's a good reason, there's a lot of factors. This is a personal thing. This is why it shouldn't be done through the government. It should be done through the church.
Yeah.
Through your priest and your bishop who know you and know your situation and can mediate disagreements, because you don't just break up a family for any reason.
Just one of the many things that
Brian,
I
you
pulled
can
up
go
here.
ahead and look it up if you
Amato
want
and
to.
Praviti,
Top reasons for divorce.
2003 found that when divorced individuals are asked open-endedly to provide their reasons for divorce, the most cited reasons were infidelity, 21.6%, incompatibility, 19.2%, drinking or drug use, which I also agree with, 10.6%. In most studies, infidelity is the number one reason.
You would have to give me your source, and I would have to look at it. It's most likely going to be a survey. It's going to be most likely a survey of about 100 to 300 people.
This is from the NIH.
Really wants me to go through here.
.gov.
And we do have to differentiate between, for example, surveys and what is actually cited in the legal divorce proceedings.
You were wrong.
Where?
Right here. So the results of the study, reasons for divorce. Table 1 presents the major contributors for divorce list. Overall, the results indicate that the most often cited reasons for divorce at the individual level were lack of commitment, 75%.
Another pretty word
No,
for infidelity.
that's not infidelity.
Oh.
Commitment means you don't think the person is fully in it with you. That's
Okay.
what that means.
Sure.
Because,
Yes.
well, if you kept reading, the next one down the list is infidelity. So the first reason in this particular study, which I'll have to go over it, but the number one is
Read the
lack of commitment.
percentages.
That 75% for lack of commitment. So the majority is, I feel like he's not really trying, like I'm really trying.
That's the definition you're giving it.
Infidelity is
commitment
50,
itself is
59%, and too much conflict and arguing, 57. So people can give multiple reasons. So what you're
absolutely.
getting with these is we already had a problem. We already were fighting, and then one or both of us
But
cheated. It
commitment-
does not say he cheated on her. It says infidelity. That could mean they both cheated. So one
Yeah.
thing I've noticed about you is you're actually not very good at reading data and interpreting it. You're not actually
Oh,
good at reading it and
man.
understanding what
Oh,
it says.
man.
First thing there says lack of commitment.
Yeah, and you interpreted that as
marriage is-
infidelity when
marriage
the next
is
one on the
commitment,
list.
is it not?
What you want to do is
Fidelity. See what I mean?
Might I just offer clarification from
sure.
what I looked up?
Sure.
So there's two different categories.
Mm-hmm.
So now commitment to loyalty or faithfulness could be a thing, but and
is.
Rachel is
They
correct.
wouldn't
at least in
separate it
my-
into two categories
there's
if they
two
meant
different
the same
categories.
thing.
Lack of commitment is one category. Infidelity, cheating is another. So extramarital affairs. But so under lack of commitment, it describes it as when the partner stops trying, they feel unappreciated, or decide the relationship is no longer a priority. So I guess in this context, lack of commitment doesn't necessarily imply a infidelity or
As well.
cheating
Gotcha.
necessarily.
That's
It
the
could just be
by the way, that's
together
the
with the
exact
other
same data that I cited in a portion. We just did a whole brand new debate course on debateuniversity.com, and all you guys who bought part 1, you can get a big
All right, well, you guys kind of get the gist of it. The bottom line is this. Okay, here's the takeaway from this. All right? If you want old school values to return, you need old school rules. Now, this feminist conservative is, arguing basically modern life is great. Is it? Do you feel like you're winning? Sounds like to me, if you want to get results that used to be better, you'll have to return to traditional ways and means of doing things. Which would involve stuff like ending no-fault divorce. Which would involve stuff like, and this is pretty radical, but this is a change that would go back to years past. Returning marriage to the church. Removing it from the state. And it's time to look into stuff that made America successful 50, 60 years ago. And make it happen again. Because there was a point in time in America where there was a big, robust middle class, where a man right out of high school could get a job, have a stay-at-home wife, 3 kids, a home, savings, a pension, go on vacations, live a good life. That doesn't happen anymore. That's because feminism destroys and corrodes our once great society. It destroys our institutions. It destroys our values. It's one of the worst things that goes on in this country. And a lot of it is allowed by weak men, simps, guys that will do anything for a crumb of puss that these women don't respect anyway. So if you ask me, I think it's time that society toughened up on some of these issues morally. That we stood up and said, no more should a man have to pay child support for a woman that cheated on him and left him high and dry. No more should he have to pay alimony for a harlot, a cheating slut, an unfaithful slut. No more. No more should the state be funding a welfare queen's life on the backs of single men who get taxed to death while they struggle in today's inflationary society. Meanwhile, hoflation continues. Your average woman wants a guy now to make 6 figures, to be 6 foot tall, and to have a 6-pack of abs. Get fucked. Hit the wall. Be alone. Become a cat lady. That's my response. That's what's happening. So, what needs to happen? Not saying this is a law. This is a moral argument here. Men and women should get married in their early 20s. And they should stay together 50, 60 years till they die. That's what's best for the man. That's what's best for the woman. That's what's best for society. They should be fruitful and multiply. Alas, what I yearn for feels so far away. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Peace.